With the NBA draft right around the corner, all eyes are on the Golden State Warriors as they prepare to make a crucial decision that could shape the future of the franchise. This year, the Warriors find themselves with just one pick, a second round selection they acquired from Miami in the trade that sent Jimmy Butler away. Unlike many teams, Golden State doesn't have a first-round pick this time, especially not in the coveted top 10. That means the pressure is on to make that single choice count, to find a player who can either step in and contribute right away or develop into a key piece in the years ahead. The question buzzing among fans and analysts alike is what exactly the Warriors need from this draft pick. Do they prioritize adding a reliable shooter who can space the floor and take pressure off? They're stars! Or is the focus on strengthening the front court, perhaps by drafting a power forward or center who can protect the rim, grab rebounds, and bring toughness inside? The Warriors have long been known for their dynamic backcourt and deadly shooting, but recent playoff battles expose some weaknesses in their interior defense. Steven Adams, during his time with the Rockets, became a formidable presence down low, a player who bullied Golden State's big men and dominated the paint. Draymond Green did his best to hold the fort, but even he has his limits. And with Kevon Looney heading into free agency, the Warriors are facing a potential gap in their front court that can't be ignored. One name that has come up in draft projections and called attention is Hansen Yang, a young center from China who stands out for a number of reasons. At just 19 years old, Yang has already demonstrated impressive skills and stats playing in the Chinese Basketball Association, which is no minor league by any means. Averaging around 16 points per game and pulling down close to 11 rebounds, he offers a solid double-double production. What's particularly intriguing is his passing ability for a big man. Averaging over 3 assists per game, Yang shows court vision and playmaking skills that could fit beautifully into Golden State's style of ball movement and high basketball. IQ, watching the film on Yang, you can see the kind of versatility and feel for the game that the Warriors prize. He moves the ball well, executing precise bounce passes in pick-and-roll situations, something that immediately brings to mind how effective a connection between him and Stephen Curry could be. His passing is not just a casual skill, but a strategic weapon, opening up scoring opportunities for teammates and keeping defenses off balance. Beyond just passing, Yang shows a decent ability to shoot from beyond the arc, an increasingly valuable trait for big men in today's NBA. While his three-point shooting percentage isn't elite yet, the form looks promising. And with the Warriors' coaching staff focusing on skill development, he could become a reliable threat from the corners. Defensively, Yang offers solid rebounding and shot contesting. His standing reach and length allow him to challenge shots and block attempts, crucial attributes for a team that struggled to finish plays at the rim in recent playoffs. Although he might not be the quickest big man on the court, his size, strength, and basketball IQ compensate well, and there's always room for physical development, especially for a player so young. In fact, part of what makes Yang a fascinating prospect is his potential to grow and add muscle through the rigorous NBA training and conditioning programs. Comparing Yang to Golden State's current big men, the difference is notable. Kevon Looney, a key contributor over the years, is a free agent and may not return. Quinton Post, a recent draft pick, leans more toward the stretch 4 or 5 role, a player who can spread the floor but lacks the physicality to bang in the post consistently. What the Warriors seem to need is a bigger, tougher presence in the paint, a player who can absorb contact, fight for rebounds, and protect the rim with authority. Yang fits this mold perfectly, blending size with skill and adding a dimension that could shore up the Warriors' interior defense in a way they've been missing. It's important to consider the transition Yang would face coming from the Chinese league to the NBA. While his stats show he's been playing heavy minutes and competing against solid competition, the leap to the NBA level means facing older, stronger, and more experienced opponents. The question is whether he will begin the season in the G League, developing his game and adjusting to the NBA's pace, or if the Warriors would feel confident enough to give him a spot on the main roster from day one. Looking back at how Quinton Post's rookie year went, with time split between the G League and the NBA and moments of brilliance tempered by playoff struggles, it's clear that some young players need that gradual transition to fully realize their potential. Yang's presence also raises strategic possibilities. Imagine him running pick and rolls with Curry or setting screens and then popping out for shots to stretch defenses. His passing ability could facilitate fast breaks or create mismatches in the half-court offense. This kind of versatility is exactly what the Warriors have thrived on in recent years, blending sharpshooting with smart ball movement and defensive intensity, adding a big man who can not only defend and rebound, but also handle the ball and distribute could open new offensive options and take some pressure off the team's stars. Of course, every draft pick comes with questions and uncertainties. Will Yang adapt to the NBA's physicality and speed? Can his shooting improve to the level needed to space the floor effectively? How quickly will he learn the Warriors' system and mesh with established players like Curry, Thompson, and Green? These are unknowns, but his youth and raw talent offer hope for growth. Plus, having a player eager to train in Los Angeles and ready to commit to the NBA lifestyle signals his serious intent to make an impact. When looking at the broader draft landscape, it's clear that finding an immediate three-point shooting specialist, especially among big men, is a challenge. Many young prospects don't arrive in the league fully polished in that department, and while shooting is essential, it often takes time to develop at the professional level. Meanwhile, the Warriors might be best served by addressing their interior needs first, securing a player who can hold his ground in the paint, battle for rebounds, and provide solid defense, while having enough skill and basketball IQ to contribute to their unique style of play. Golden State's current roster mix, including young talents like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and others, makes for an intriguing foundation. Adding a player like Yang could complement those pieces and provide balance. The team's approach seems to be blending proven veterans with promising youth, creating a roster capable of competing now while building for the future. Draft picks in the second round rarely come with the hype of lottery selections, but with the right scouting and development, hidden gems can emerge and become vital contributors. So the Warriors are at a crossroads, needing to decide how best to use their lone draft pick to strengthen the team. Do they go for immediate help, filling a hole exposed in recent playoff runs? Or do they take a chance on a young, raw player with potential to grow into a major role? Hansen Yang presents a compelling case, offering size, skill, and versatility that match many of Golden State's needs. As the draft date draws closer, the decisions made behind the scenes will shape not just this season, but potentially the next several years for the Warriors. With all these factors in play, fans and analysts alike are waiting eagerly to see how Golden State approaches the draft. Will they roll the dice on a promising young center who could become a cornerstone, or will they explore other options? The excitement is building, the speculation intense, and the possibilities endless. Whatever the choice, it's clear the Warriors are aiming to maintain their competitive edge and continue their pursuit of championship glory. As the draft approaches, the Warriors front office faces a delicate balancing act. On one hand, they must consider the immediate needs of the team, shoring up a front court that showed vulnerabilities throughout the season and especially in the playoffs. On the other hand, the organization has always been forward-thinking, valuing players who can grow within the system and develop over time into key contributors. This dual approach means that a player like Hansen Yang is particularly intriguing. At just 19, he embodies potential and upside, but he also brings a certain level of readiness demonstrated by his solid performance in a competitive league. Overseas, the challenge for Golden State will be integrating Yang into the team's identity, which is centered around pace, space, and unselfish ball movement. Yang's passing ability, one of his standout traits, aligns well with the Warriors' philosophy. He doesn't just settle for rebounds and putbacks. He actively looks for teammates in better positions, orchestrating plays with vision that belies his age. This kind of basketball IQ could allow him to transition smoothly into the Warriors' system, where decision-making and chemistry are prized as much as raw talent. Of course, there are concerns as well. Yang's three-point shooting, while promising, is still a work in progress. Golden State has built much of its success on shooters who can consistently threaten defenses, from deep forcing opponents to stretch their coverage and opening driving lanes for Curry and Thompson. If Yang can develop into a credible perimeter threat, his value skyrockets. However, if his shooting falls short, his role might be more limited to traditional big man duties. Given that neither Kevon Looney nor Quentin Post are known for reliable three-point shooting, the Warriors might have to adjust their offensive sets to accommodate a less consistent threat from the center position. Defense remains a critical question mark as well. Yang has the size and physical tools to be an effective rim protector, but NBA-level defense demands not just physicality, but also anticipation, positioning, and stamina. At 19, these aspects often take time to mature. Golden State's coaching staff will need to focus on helping Yang adapt to the speed and strength of NBA offenses, improving his footwork and defensive rotations. If he can develop these skills, he could become a valuable anchor for the Warriors' defense, something the team has long sought. Another aspect to consider is Yang's physical development. At 7 feet tall and weighing around 250 pounds, he has a solid frame. But young big men often need to bulk up and refine their conditioning to handle the rigors of the NBA grind. The Warriors' strength and conditioning program has a good track record of developing players in this regard. Yang's willingness to train in Los Angeles ahead of the draft is a positive sign that he is committed to putting in the work necessary to reach the next level. The question also lingers about Yang's readiness to contribute immediately versus a more patient developmental approach. Some second-round picks have been thrust into rotation spots and responded well, while others have spent time in the G League before making the jump. For Yang, starting in the G League might be a strategic move, allowing him to gain confidence and experience against solid competition without the pressure of NBA spotlight games. However, the Warriors may also see him as a valuable piece to bring off the bench, providing size and skill in key moments during the regular season. The presence of other young players on the Warriors roster makes this decision even more layered. Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and others are still finding their footing in the league, meaning Yang would be joining a young core still in the process of growth. Blending these talents successfully requires careful management of minutes, roles, and development priorities. Yang's skill set could complement this core by adding a different dimension, more size and interior presence, coupled with the ability to pass and shoot. That versatility could make the Warriors more dynamic and harder to defend. Meanwhile, the draft also presents potential opportunities beyond just Yang. While the Warriors' draft position limits the pool of elite prospects, available savvy scouting and smart evaluations can uncover players who fit the team's culture and needs. The Warriors have a history of identifying underappreciated talents who blossom in their system, so even a second-round pick carries the possibility of finding a future star. Whether that star is Yang or another player, the focus remains on building a balanced, competitive roster that can contend for championships. In the end, the Warriors' draft strategy reflects their current position as a team in transition. They still have championship-caliber talent in Curry, Thompson, and Green, but they also face the reality of roster changes and aging stars. Injecting youth, athleticism, and versatility through the draft is essential to staying competitive. A player like Hansen Yang represents not just a potential solution to immediate frontcourt needs, but also an investment in the team's future identity and success. As the clock ticks closer to draft night, the excitement and speculation will only intensify. Fans will be watching closely, hoping the front office makes the right call, one that blends the perfect mix of talent, fit, and potential. Whether Yang or another prospect becomes the pick, it's clear that Golden State is focused on maintaining its place among the league's elite by making smart, forward-looking decisions. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. Whispers are swirling around the NBA, sending shockwaves through the basketball world. Could Kevin Durant be on his way back to the Golden State Warriors? The rumor mill has been working overtime, fueled by insiders and social media chatter suggesting a mega signing is not just possible, but imminent. While nothing is officially confirmed, the mere possibility of Durant rejoining the Warriors is enough to set fans and analysts into a frenzy. Kevin Durant's time with Golden State was nothing short of spectacular. From 2016 to 2019, Durant helped transform the Warriors into an unstoppable force, capturing 2 NBA championships and winning back-to-back Finals MVP awards. His silky smooth shooting, deadly scoring ability, and clutch performances were integral to the Warriors' dominance. After leaving for Brooklyn in 2019, Durant has remained one of the league's premier talents. But the synergy and magic he shared with Steph Curry and the Warriors core have left many wondering if a reunion could elevate Golden State back to the summit of the NBA. Recent reports have hinted at behind-the-scenes talks between Durant's camp and the Warriors front office. The timing is curious, as Golden State looks to retool and strengthen its roster following a series of playoff exits. With the Warriors still holding championship aspirations, adding a player of Durant's caliber could be a game changer. Speculation suggests that Durant may be willing to accept a deal that prioritizes winning over a max contract, signaling his desire to chase titles rather than individual accolades at this stage of his career. Fans have already taken to social media dreaming of the reunion. Durant's smooth shooting combined with Curry's deep range and Draymond Green's defensive prowess could recreate the devastating trio that struck fear into opponents for years. However, many questions remain. Would the Warriors need to make significant roster moves to clear cap space? How would Durant's arrival impact the team's chemistry? And could Durant's health, considering his previous injuries, hold up in another title run? While some critics argue that Durant's time with the Warriors belongs to the past, others believe the franchise's culture and winning mentality could reignite his passion and unlock new heights. If the deal happens, it would mark one of the most significant NBA moves in recent memory, shaking up the landscape and setting the stage for an electrifying new chapter in Golden State's storied legacy. For now, the buzz continues to build, and NBA fans everywhere are watching closely. Will Kevin Durant don the Warriors blue and gold once again? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The prospect alone has reignited hope and excitement for a potential return of one of the game's greatest stars to the Bay Area. Stay tuned as this developing story unfolds. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned. For the next video,